This is the era of business intelligence analytics, and Power BI is leading that. You want to learn Power BI? This is the channel for you. Beginner series 200 plus videos, advanced series 100 plus videos, and if you are absolute beginner, don't know anything in Power BI, then start with 4 live videos. Subscribe to the channel. Hello and welcome to another video on beginner tutorial series, and in today's video we are going to learn a very interesting Power Query function, Table.Alternate.Rows. Now Table.Alternate.Rows, what does it take? It takes table as one argument, offset the starting position, the skip the number of rows, remove in each iteration, take number of rows to keep in each iteration. The number of rows keep before the starting position, that's the offset. So I want to keep 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4 row, that's what you can decide. And then when the loop start, how many rows to skip and how many rows to take. Really interesting function. We have to try this out. One example has been given. There are 3 rows, start from the first position, start from the skip should start from the first index, means this row. Each iteration it should skip 1, so 1 row skip, and take 1 row, this one. So now it is very small number of rows, but we can take up this example, check it out, and then we would learn with our own example. So let's jump to Power BI, and in Power BI, to go to Power Query, what I'm going to do is under the home tab, transform data, I am opening my Power Query. Now in Power Query, let me try out the function first. Well, let's see, I have this table which has 4 row, 1 2 3 4. It's good that I have the rows which has a column which is like index only, so I can check it out. Now remember, offset works from 0 and the number of rows is from 1, so we need to be a little bit careful about that. Now let's begin the journey. We want to create a new blank query to test that out. So new source blank query. It is not that I always need to do it in blank query. I can actually add in the same table the code, but we want to see it separately. So we say Table.Alternate.Rows, and in the Table.Alternate.Rows, let's first take table 2. And when I take table space 2, because it is space, I need to give hash double quotes. So we will also start from 1, we will skip 1 row and we'll keep 1 row. Let's start with the simple one and then we will play around. So 1 and 3 has been kept. Let's say we want to start from 0, the index 0, what happens there? So index 0, so means we don't want to skip any, we just want to start from the first one before even, we don't want to skip any rows before starting. So, and we want to skip 1 row and then keep 1 row and then keep on iterating. So now let's say what happens when I say I want to keep 2 rows and leave 1 row. So what happens? So I skip 2 rows and keep 1 row. Now I skip 1 row and keep 2 rows. So I keep, so first started from 0, so that's the first row I skip. Then the 2 rows I keep 2 and 3, and then I again skip 1 row. So this is how it's happening. So really interesting function. So let's take a little bit bigger table, and take the little bit bigger table. I go to my item dimension table. Now this is little bit bigger table which I can experiment around it. So I'm going to take that. Now before I do that, let me rename by double clicking and let me call it alternate row. So you can have odd, even, and all those combinations, play around. And let's bring in item table here. Really interesting stuff. Let's check that out. So now you can see we skip the 1 row which is 1, then we take 2 and 3, then we skip another 1 row 4, then we take 5 and 6, skip another row 8 and 9, skip another row, and keep on adding like that. Now let's skip 2 rows. So skip 2 rows. So we're starting from the first position, 1 and 2 we are going to skip, 3 and 4 we kept, skip another 2 rows, 5 and 6, and keep on going like this. Let's say we want to keep the first 10 rows and then start this. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 9 10 we kept. We started with the 11th index is going to be 10, which is row number 11. We skip 2 rows, 11 and 12, and we keep 13 and 14, 15 and 16. Again we skip 17 and 18. We keep. Really interesting function. You can skip certain rows. Now there could be very specific uses, some kind of data coming in from the database, and we need to skip based on certain rules. Now this item ID is the number which is there, which is basically right now you have, but you might have a rule to do that, but that's not going to work out because it's not asking for a rule. So maybe you do the sorting in that particular way and then you do skipping. So that is another way you can do it. So alternate rows, really interesting function. So go ahead and try that out. Do let me know what else you want me to cover in this particular series. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Keep watching, keep asking questions in comments, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for new videos. Thank you.